I noticed a few months ago that the GOP does not really do so much, I think, on social media as the other party and the Democrats. And so for fun and for a sense of responsibility, created on the internet Christians for Mitt. Some other friends of mine created Evangelicals for Mitt. Simply, how do we, quote, vote for a Mormon? Well, let's look at his, not his theology so much as his character and his values. Mitt shares so many of our values, as the Mormons do: the sanctity of life, the strength of the nuclear family as a basic building block of culture, and marriage, that, a strong family is probably the most significant factor in keeping a child out of poverty or out of drugs or out of crime and in school. When Mitt got the nomination, I realized what a person of integrity he is, and I think he's given a particular gift of executive administrative leadership. And now, how wonderful, Paul Ryan, who actually I think knows what the zeros really mean, has joined him. And so we feel like these are men of great integrity and knowledge and leadership, courage to make hard choices, kind of street smart intelligence to know what the numbers, $16 trillion debt actually means. $16 trillion national debt is immoral, it's unjust, and it's deeply unbiblical. Proverbs 22 says the borrower is servant to the lender. That makes us a servant or even a slave to a country like China, possibly soon some OPEC countries, possibly Japan. This is how you cripple a country. You can wage war against it, you can use propaganda, and you can use debt to cripple a country. This is a crisis. And very few politicians seem to be taking responsibility. Paul Ryan has actually produced a budget. Mitt Romney would produce a budget. So this is the lack of responsibility that should alarm and is alarming. I mean, this is why citizens like me are speaking up. And so when as the crisis continues, unless it's checked on November 6th, some very harsh measures will be taken. Again, debt hurts the poor and the vulnerable first. If those who can work in America could be elevated, and trained and given access to jobs and markets, then those who cannot work could be provided for. I don't know people who want to be unemployed. We have millions of unemployed people. Again, this is unbiblical. This is unfair. We're entrapping the poor in cycles of dependency. How do we help people connect to God-given abilities and talents again? How do we help people really connect with the human community and yes, consume and also create? And this is what we call the imago Dei, the image of God in people. And the gospel enlivens cultures, it enlivens people. They want to give back, they want to create. And so when we do, we become productive and we become generous. I'm hoping for a change, and as a citizen working for a change, that our nation would thrive again.